Hey guys, Sure Shot Midget here. I'm going to be making a video on a friend's gearbox. Now, his brother owns the Echo 1 M4. This is a JG M4. I think I made a video on this a while ago, but it's changed a lot. So basically, I found him a good deal on an upper and lower receiver. So this is the original plastic two-piece hop-up. So I ordered him a metal upper and lower King Arms. It'll be here tomorrow. It's a one-piece hop-up, but it's metal upper and lower. And I sold him for $10 a rotary hop-up for one-piece hop-up. So I'm going to install this, take his old one out. His barrel here is the stock JG. I think it's a 03. It might be an 04, but JG barrels are pretty good. So it's a brass barrel. It looks straight. It doesn't look bent or anything, so should be fine there. Now, it's a pretty good hop-up unit, but this one, I don't know how this one's going to work, but this one should be better. It's a Lancer Tactical, so it's plastic, but it's nice, so it's rotary too, so hopefully that works really well. He did get a new rail system too. I'll show you the externals. He got a new stock. He got that from his brother, and then he got a new rail system, a ZCI 10-inch. He's got like an AFG on it, but like I said, I ordered a new upper and lower for him, so that rail's going on that upper and lower, and I'm thinking I'm going to have to use some of this crazy red Loctite on the threads of the rail, because I did notice the rail was hard to thread on. Like when you would put it on, the system is weird. Like there's no way to lock it in, so I think I'm going to have to Loctite the rail completely on. We'll see how it works with that upper, but with the JG upper, it didn't want to tighten very well and like stop from turning. It's a weird rail, but it's really cool. So let's just go over the internals. So basically, the motor, he actually bought this from his brother. So I think the last video, Rob had this in his gun. This is not his anymore. Rob has a GE Blue, a Golden Eagle Blue, a high torque motor. That's a very high torque motor. It's a Neo Magnet. I gave him that, so anyways, this one is really good, though. This is the best stock motor I have ever used. And that's really weird to say, because this gun cycles so well with this motor. And the same thing with this motor when it was in Rob's gun. It cycles so well, but this gun is so nicely shimmed. It just sounds so good. When this fires on this sounds like the performance that this gearbox gets is like a stock gun on an 11-1 LiPo. And the reason why this gets so good of trigger response is because of low ratio gear set, fairly weak spring, and this motor is just really good. It's not even a Neo Magnet, it's just Ferris or Furious magnets. And this thing is like 2 years old, and it's ripping. It gets about 20 rounds a second with a 7.4 too. So, and this is also the battery he runs, a 7.4 2000 milliamp. So this is a pretty big battery. It actually goes on the side of his rail system. I'll actually grab his rail system really quick. So this is his rail system. So these are just going to go in here on the side like that. I'm not sure if he's going to want these, because if I take this off, if we take these off, it fits in the groove. See how it fits in there? And that's how he wanted it, so I don't know if he's going to want these rails on the side or not. I have these laying around, so I got them in a trade. So he might not want those on there, but that can go right there. That's beautiful. It's perfect fit. Just fits down in there, and a zip tie or two will go around and keep it in place. And the Dean's connector is just the right size to pop through this hole, so it's going to pop through and then connect, and then we can kind of stuff the wires down into the barrel assembly. That should be sick right there. So that's how that's going to work. So it is front wired, but it's beautifully front wired actually. And for a 2000 milliamp battery, 7.4, great performance with it. Okay, so that's that. And then the motor. Gearbox shell, we are running a Lancer Tactical. I radiused the one side, I didn't radius the other side. I've noticed these sides, for some reason I've had these sides crack. I've had 3 different version 2 gearbox shells crack on this side, and the other side's fine. So I just was like, I'm going to radius this, just in case. It's not the best shell. Once this breaks, I'm probably going to just tell him he needs to get a Lonex, because I'm kind of tired of replacing gearbox shells with cheap China ones. Just spend the $50 on a Lonex. I don't use standard gearbox shells anymore. I do split gearbox stuff, so because I'm tired of these gearbox shells cracking. So he is running this, and this shell need to be modified to work with the thicker gear set. I'll go over that later. The cylinder setup, it just has the metal spring guide, no ball bearing. He probably should get one, but it's not too big of a deal. The spring in here is what I believe is an SHS M110, I think. Again, this was a rental, and I'm not sure really what brand it is, but that's my idea. I think it's an SHS, because SHSs are silver. I know other companies make silver springs, but I just know SHS springs are silver, so that's kind of my hypothesis on that, is that it's SHS, and it's probably an M110. It was getting off about I think it was 350 feet per second when he had a rip bucking, so I'm hoping he gets about 370, and that makes it CQB legal, that makes it field legal, and 370 FPS, he'll get his BBs out there pretty fast, so I'm hoping this is an M110 to get about 370 feet per second with a non-ripped bucking. That's what I'm looking for. Even if it's 360, it's fine. Whoops. The piston that's in here is brand new. It is a rocket piston. Now, these things are awesome, but they're just SHS. That's just what they are. SHS OEM. It's kind of a purple. I don't like it. It's a purple, kind of purplish blue. I like the straight blue. The straight blue of SHS. This is a dark blue. They have a lighter blue piston as well. But this is like a purple. But apparently it's the same OEM as SHS. I'm running full stroke M110, so it should be about 370 feet per second because it's got pretty good seal. So rocket piston with the tooth already taken off for AOE, so that's good. AOE is pretty good in this. I think there's a sorbo pad in here. Yeah, not too thick of a one, but... and then a rocket piston head. So these were cheap. I think it was probably about $15 for the piston and piston head. So, and compression is perfect. JG cylinder, JG tappet, JG cylinder head that has been like basically glued in there, and then an SHS nozzle, O-ring nozzle. And this is beefy too. This nozzle actually really does keep air in. I just lubricated this, so it's looking pretty good. There's maybe a little bit of an air leak. Like if you push really hard, you can get some air to leak. But that's really no big deal. And is it leaking from the nozzle? Yeah, it's leaking from the nozzle, which is better. Better that it's leaking from the nozzle than the cylinder head, in my opinion. Just because, I mean, what I can do is I can just put some grease on the cylinder, or cylinder head nozzle thing. And let it soak all around there, and then just put it back on. And that should help seal it. Okay, so that's the cylinder and spring setup. Air latch is stock GG, I think. Wired to Dean's. To the front. The wiring job's not the best. The trigger contacts are garbage. The trigger contacts in here are like they look like crap, but the trigger pull on this thing is so good. Now the trigger pull on this is a lot shorter than some stock guns that I've seen. In fact, like if this was my gun, I would be happy with the trigger pull. Like it's better than a stock gun. Most stock guns, on par with like KWA. I've shot 2 KWA AEGs. Well, I've shot a third, but that was a long time ago. I've shot 2 this year, and both of them had really good trigger pull out of the box. It's just shorter. It cuts off better. That's how this is. But the trigger contacts are in horrible shape. But he's using a 7.4 15 to 25C. So this thing's like running a 9.6, maybe even a little bit less power. It's not going to burn out anything. It's got Dean's. It's healthy too. So worst case, I'll replace the trigger contacts when we go to replace the shell. But I will not have to replace those trigger contacts before the shell breaks, guaranteed. Because those trigger contacts will last a while. But I might as well swap them out once we replace the shell once this cracks. Gear set is an SHS, whoops. I don't want to lose any shims on this. SHS 1301, they're Matrix, but they're OEM SHS. It says SHS. This is a set that I got at Assault Airsoft for $23 or so. Great price. Fantastic price, so go check their shop out. I think they do online stuff. Assault Airsoft, it's in Canton, Ohio, if that means anything. The gear set is brand new. I took the 12-to-1s out of here and put them in my MP5 because mine's stripped, and my ZCI one's stripped in my MP5, so brand new set in my MP5 from this, and then brand new set in here, so, and both sets sound beautiful. It has an SHS sector chip. The reason why I put the sector chip on here is because his magazines kind of suck. Now, I know, you know, having a sector chip could mess with actually, FPS, like nozzle dwell and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, I'll tell you, this thing works really well. So, I have no complaints about this gun. And again, his magazines kind of suck. So, I was like, I'll throw a sector chip on there. If it ends up making it worse, I'll just take it out. But most of the time, especially when it's full stroke, it should be fine because it's leaving enough time for the tap it to the nozzle and tap it to return before the gear or the piston gets released. So that's it. It's getting about 20 rounds a second at 350 feet per second with a ripped bucking. So like I said, with this M110 spring, it should get 370. So we'll see. So it should be 370. It was about a little bit above 350 with the rip bucking, like I said. It was a Lonex rip bucking. So with a King Arms bucking that's not ripped, it should get about 370 feet per second. And the range, not sure how the range is going to be with the King Arms bucking, but with the Lonex, it was pretty dang good. But the King Arms bucking, I did shoot in another M4, and it shot really well. But I just took it out and got something different, I think. I forget what I did. But I did shoot it in the gun, and it shot well, so it works. So this gun, I will probably make a shooting test once I get the receiver. I'll install the receiver. I'll put the motor in. I'll put the new hop-up in and all that stuff, and I'll sight it in. Hopefully, he'll be able to use .2s in it, but the bucking may not be that good, and it may need .25s to shoot consistently. So we'll see. Worst case, I'll throw the Lonex rip bucking back in because it shot well. So we'll see. But thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, comment below. Again, if I didn't say, I have PTW parts coming Saturday, and then tomorrow's Friday. Parts are coming for this, the receiver, so may have a shooting test tomorrow on this gun, actually. So stay tuned for that. I hope I get it done. In fact, I only have, well, I can steal some of my dad's .2s. I ran out of .2 BBs, so I probably have to do a shooting test with 2.5s, but I may be able to just borrow some of my dad's .2s and test it. But like I said, .25s may work better in this gun with this King Arms bucking. We'll see. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you later.